What's up? Yichi here. Looking to rent a home in this crazy competitive Toronto market? Well, here's everything you need to know. Let's jump right in. The first question we must ask is, what are landlords actually looking for? Remember, landlords have costs too, and these costs include their mortgage, condo fees, property taxes, and any maintenance and repairs that the units need as well. Now, oftentimes their biggest expense is the mortgage, which is essentially just a loan from the bank, which means if they don't pay this mortgage, their landlord, the bank, will take their home away. So it's important from the landlord's perspective that tenants pay on time. So with that being said, landlords typically require a debt service ratio of around 30 to 40%. What that means is that your monthly rent is around 30 to 40% of your total monthly income. On top of that, landlords typically require a credit score of over 700. Credit and income are the two most important things landlords are looking for. And if you don't meet the aforementioned criteria, it's okay. There are solutions available to you. Number one, we can provide a guarantor. Now, this is someone who is close to you, like a family member, who will also go on the lease and essentially guarantee your rent payments. Number two, we can provide additional months of deposit up front. Typically, the standard is first and last, but I've seen clients go all the way to 6 months up front, and that will increase your chance as well. And finally, we can look to find a roommate. This way, our combined monthly income will be higher. Now that we know what landlords are looking for, it's time to figure out what we're looking for. Find a realtor and tell them exactly what you're looking for in terms of your preferred location, your budget, your number of bedrooms required, and any other things that you'd like to have, such as a pool or a gym if you're looking for condo buildings. Once your realtor has sent you listings, fantastic, it's time to book some showings. Now, two things can happen. Either the unit or home that we're looking at is vacant, in which case we can book a showing and go see it whenever, or the house is occupied by a tenant or owner, and in that case, we will need 24 hours notice. If it's vacant, the unit will most likely be for immediate occupancy, in which case, if we're looking for a house, let's say 2 months in advance, it's a little too early to bid on vacant units. So I typically tell my clients, let's hold off until 3 to 4 weeks before your closing date to view vacant units. When you see a home you like, it's time to place an offer. Now, in order to place an offer, we need some required documents. These documents include your photo ID, your employment letter stating your salary, a full Equifax credit report, last 2 pay slips, and a rental application filled out. Now, the rental application will just state, why you're moving, the applicants, your last 2 places of residence, your last 2 places of work, and it will also include a few references as well. The cherry on top would to include a reference letter from a previous landlord stating things such as you were able to pay rent on time and that you were a great tenant. Now, because of how crazy competitive the rental market is right now, properly priced units will not stay on the market for more than a few days. Multiple offers are extremely common, so it's important, very, very important to have these documents good to go before you even book any showings so that you can place an offer right away without wasting any time. Once you place an offer, your realtor will represent you and negotiate for you on your behalf. And like I said, in this market, it's common to have multiple offers, so typically landlords will pick the applicant with the highest credit and the highest combined income. Landlords also typically prefer families or couples as opposed to friends because they think that those tenants will stay in the home longer. There are a few things we can do in a multiple offer situation to increase our chances. Number one, we can increase the amount of rent being paid. So for example, if a house is being listed for 2.5 a month, we can offer 2.6. Number two, we can increase the amount of deposit we're gonna pay up front. The standard is first and last, but you can offer 3, 4, 5, 6 months up front. I've even seen a whole year being offered up front. I know it's crazy, but people are doing whatever it can to secure a spot in this crazy competitive market. Finally, we can adapt our closing date, if possible, to meet the landlord's requirements. Once we put an offer in, we typically give 24 hours irrevocable. What this basically just means is we will know within 24 hours whether we've been accepted or not. After the 24-hour period, technically our offer is no longer valid. It is null and void. For rentals, the irrevocable period is typically 24 hours. Sometimes they ask for more time, like 48 hours because the landlord is overseas or something, but 24 hours is the standard. Congratulations, your offer has been accepted. What now? Well, now we have 24 hours to pay the deposit, not to the landlord, but to the listing agent's brokerage's trust account. This amount is paid via either a bank draft or a wire transfer. And if you're working with a realtor, this deposit amount is insured up to $200,000 for fraud and errors and omissions. Once we've paid the deposit, we can set up tenants insurance and set up utilities if necessary. Every unit is unique, so your realtor will be able to walk you through the process. Once all of that is done, we can prepare our post-dated checks and we can book the moving elevator if we're moving into a condo. Finally, on the day of closing, we can pay our key deposit, which is usually around $200 to $300. We'll get that back at the end of our lease, and in exchange, the landlord or the listing agent will provide us keys, and that's it. We can move in. That's it for this video. I hope it helps. It is a crazy, crazy rental market right now as of summer of 2023. Multiple offers are extremely common on rentals. I currently have an offer out right now for a tenant client, and we are competing against 8 other offers for a rental. There is definitely a housing shortage here in the city and nationwide. I hope it gets better, but in the meantime, this is the market that we're dealing with. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.